Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. She wants to be in the video. Come on, Sandra. Alright, so in this video, sorry for the lighting. This video, I'm talking about what worries me in current news, and it's a lot of things right now. I could just hit the highlights. You know, Ukraine asked for membership into NATO. Poland's asking for nukes. Russian officials are calling for the use of low-grade nukes or low-yield nukes. Russia is mobilizing 300,000 troops. For what I've mostly seen on that, it's older people. Musk is saying give Taiwan to China and telling Ukraine to just sign a treaty. Give up the territory you've lost and move on. So with all that being said, as a prepper, I'm a little worried about what is going to transpire over the next few weeks, next few months. And all of it is pointing towards get your victory garden started. If you have additional income, then you should be budgeting putting more food back. And, on top of that extra money, I would say food and water are your main priority. After that, you need to look at security. I don't remember who posted it. It's one of those like gun activists people, but we've had over 1 million firearm sales each month for like the last 28 months, and that was a very surprising number. That being said, I also think if you're just now getting into prepping, then you're a little bit behind the ball. So, at this point, I would say you need to do what you can. I'm not trying to, make people panic and go spend all of their life savings. I mentioned in previous videos, I feel like when it comes to people making these videos and talking about their prepping journey, I'm on the low end of that totem pole. The older guys that are making these videos have been doing this for years, if not decades. And from what I see out of their videos, I feel woefully behind. But I continue going. I set aside my budget to get, prepping supplies each month, and I follow through with it. And I think for any of you getting into prepping, you need to figure out what your monthly budget on prepping is, whether it's a percentage or a dollar amount. And you need to treat it just like a regular bill. Mine is typically the Sunday after I get my paycheck, because that's just when we go shopping for food for the week. And right now I'm spending about $65 a month getting prepping supplies. The free supplies you should be looking for right now is firewood. Things that are being thrown out that can be reused. That you can find plenty of things out there. Matter of fact, in my front room, I have a coffee table that I found sitting next to a dumpster. It was going to get thrown away. I cleaned it up, listed it on Facebook Marketplace, sold it for $40, and that's going into prepping funds. Typically the extra money like that for myself goes in towards, buying coins, uh, video game stuff, antiques and things like that. But here recently, it's going straight into prepping. Uh, Things that you need to start looking for on the cheap. We're getting ready to go into winter. Um, I've purchased a lot of camping gear, secondhand, lightly used, or stuff that I've been able to repurpose. Just looking into my closet, I've got a camping style tote in here. They're typically $40, $50 at Academy. And I got it for, I think, 4 at a garage sale. And right now it is chock full of MREs and Mountain House meals. I get a lot of my mason jars from garage sales, and I just buy more lids and liners. Uh, Almost all of the pots and pans that I have at my bug out location, I bought at garage sales. You know, this cheap, you know, Taiwan made crappy knife I recently picked up at a garage sale. I spent $1 on it. I'm not expecting much out of it, but for $1, I said why not. Um, can't think of much else in the closet, but those are the kind of things you need to be looking for. Any prepping supplies that you can find at a garage sale, you're probably going to pay next to nothing for it. I'm trying to think of other things that I've found at garage sales recently. I'll do better on documenting those things so that I can show you what is out there. But it also is kind of difficult to know what's out there because every garage sale is going to be different. Estate sales are also really good to look at. And so, these are the kind of things that we need to be, being budget friendly, being budget mindful. If you've been waiting to make that big ticket purchase, nice. It's 70 degrees in here. If you've been waiting on making that, big item purchase and, you've got the money set aside, you planned for it, you just haven't pulled the trigger, I think now might be a good time. I'm not your individual financial advisor, so I can't recommend that you do that. I can just say, if it were me, that's what I would be doing. Something else, I made this video a long time ago while I was in college. This can of tuna I picked up at a food bank. I was going through a stint in the hospital. I wasn't working and things got tight. And so I started picking up, food from a food bank. And a lot of those places, to sign up for them, you have to be in your area. So if it's a county food bank, you just have to prove that you live in that area. And, you can get however many of your items that you're allowed each week or, every 2 weeks or every other day. If you're in college and you're watching this, almost every college campus has a food bank. And their requirements are you're a student of that college. And then if you're in big cities, you just have to prove that you live in that city. times are hard right now. Um, Food prices are through the roof. Any little thing that can help you is a good thing. Um, so, I'm not saying this is, mooching off of a system. Food banks are, yes, they're there to help people that can't afford food. They don't have the money. They're homeless. They're in halfway homes, places like that. But food banks' specific mission is to provide food for people that need it. Uh, and with the way prices are, just about anyone could say that they need that kind of stuff. Um, and, you know, I've always been in the thought process of I want to have enough that I can supply myself, my wife, my grandparents that live next door. And then, if things get really rough, I'm also prepping for, friends that have skills. And I'm several years ahead of them when it comes to prepping. I'm not just giving them the food and taking care of them. I've convinced them into this mindset to join my mag. And, it's a numbers game. It's just like if you start investing at 18 versus start investing at 45, you know, the person that has been investing longer will have more money to their name, hopefully. So, if I can put back a little bit of this uh, food bank food to help out later, then I will. Most of the food that goes to food banks, at least the one when I was in Corpus Christi, it was donated goods that were about to expire from, the big box stores of the area. So, do with that information what you will. But I think if you are not prepping, then you're being a little ignorant right now. So, set your budget, put aside what you can. Your main priorities is food and water storage. After that, you need to look at security. You need to look at shelter. You need to look at communications, and the list goes on and on and on. I think tomorrow's video, I'll just do a back to the basics, and I'll work it out on my whiteboard for us. So if you want to see that video, then you should subscribe and turn on the bell. That way you know when I post these videos. If you like the discussion of this video, as dark and gloomy as it is, then like the video. If you like what we're doing with this channel, then you should subscribe. And if you have a friend or family member that's looking to get into prepping, and you're a lot like me, you have a small budget to do this, you're young, you're inexperienced, and this is the channel for you, and you should share the link to this video with anyone and everyone that you can. Let's hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Catch you in the next one.